Alright, welcome back. This is my first normal sized YouTube video that I've made in a while. I've really been busy in real life, but also been focused on making YouTube shorts for the Ark Drop Your Shorts contest. Now, if you haven't been tracking it, it's been pretty fun. It's a community focused contest based on short form video content, which includes YouTube Shorts, TikToks, Reels, any short form focused social media content, and it's open to anyone to enter. Really, it has the theme of promoting Ark Finance utilities or roadmap items. So far, it's been very successful, and we've seen so many creative and high-quality entries. There's a daily vote for the short of the day, which has a daily prize. Then the daily winners get to go head-to-head for the short of the week with a weekly prize. And then there's a monthly prize where the weekly winners go head-to-head. And all of this is based off community voting, which is awesome. On top of that, at the end of the month, the short that receives the most overall views will get an award or a prize. And then there's even random drawings at the end of the month where anyone that participated gets the chance to win a prize, which is fantastic. And if you haven't seen some of these videos, or if you want to participate, definitely head over to the Ark Telegram, get more information. So you've been seeing the shorts rolling in the background. I mean, just fantastic stuff. So the rest of this video, I want to talk quickly about the Ark Vault, and then I'm going to finish this video with a real fantastic recap, status update from Brett Nordin that took place in podcast number 263. And just a quick reminder for you guys, the daily podcast, they're still going strong every day at 4 p.m. Eastern. So just jump in there, get some alpha, and if you can't be in there live, you can always catch the recordings in Telegram, Discord, and then now on the ArkFi YouTube channel. Anyway, back to the vault. So this is just kind of a quick perspective. I could probably spend hours making a video on this, but I just want to kind of just a quick hitting kind of my thoughts on it. Really, when we think about it, every daily ROI dApp created, it doesn't matter which one it is, inherently has Ponzi-nomics built into the dApp. That's just how they function. Now, there's unique things that each dApp has that you can build in and you can tweak with taxes and different features that help with sustainability and longevity. And the features that that currently are in the Ark Vault, they're the best that I've ever seen built into an ROI dApp. Now, despite any of these features that any dApp creator makes, at its core, for any ROI dApp to be successful, the best case scenario is always to sustain itself by what I'm going to call Plan A. And that Plan A is a constant flow of new investors and new capital. Now, obviously that is common sense, right? If you always have new investors, new capital, sure, your protocol is going to do well. But that's especially true for an ROI dApp, right? So most of these protocols, when they're created, they only have Plan A to rely on. They have to have that constant flow of new investors and new capital. And ultimately, every ROI dApp ends up with similar results in the end when they rely on Plan A, because things always happen. The interest wanes, the bear market happens, the sentiments change, the DeFi space changes. And there's only so much money in the DeFi space that can go into a protocol, and right now it's circulated around through different protocols, kind of akin to like this musical chairs analogy, right? Money goes into one and then it goes to the next. It's this circular motion. So you have to bring in new people to the space, you have to bring in new investors, and you need that constant flow when you're relying solely on Plan A. Now, right now what we're seeing in the space is there is a huge push for protocols that have zero Ponzi-nomics, right? Lower or variable yields, not a permanent lock of funds like you're seeing maybe like a 90-day lock, a 60-day lock. You're seeing a lot of people go into those protocols. That's where people are pushing their money. Now, it could be because they got rugged, or it could be bad experience with other protocols, but you're seeing a big push for that. That's what's popular now. That's where people want to put their money. Now, we may see, or we should see, a lot of these features in Ark Lite, and we'll find out more about that in the next coming weeks. Anyway, back to the ROI dApp thing, and back to Plan A. Most of these dApps, that's it. They've got Plan A. So once new money stops flowing, there isn't much that can be done. Now let's talk about Ark. From the beginning, the Ark team has always had a bigger vision. It's not just the Ark Vault, right? It's a suite of multiple products and utilities, multiple products right? To make DeFi simpler, to bring in new investors, to bring in normies, right? From the non-crypto world, but also products for crypto investors. And they're building incredible utilities right now. Incredible crypto banking utilities and privacy solutions. And we have ArkNet that's going to launch, that's going to bring in those privacy solutions to a fantastic package we're going to build on ZK EVM. It'll bring other protocols, hopefully, to come build. But regardless, their plan has always been to build those multiple products for new investors and for current crypto investors to make the space better. And they are incredible utilities, right? But the cool thing about this is that they've also inherently built a plan B for the Ark Vault into that strategy, right? Because there is built-in revenue sharing model for these utilities and for ArkNet. It's a 33% share that will flow back into the Ark Vault. So for me, when I think about it from the overall picture, and I'll ask you, pull your view of just solely on the vault aside and think about the overall picture, right? You know that plan A ultimately doesn't work long term, and we're seeing that now, but Ark has always had plan B. So when you think about it from that overall perspective, and this is how I'm thinking about it, right? I feel really good that we have plan B, and I feel really good that plan B is going to be successful. But in order for plan B to be successful, they have to really push hard and build utilities. And that's what's happening. That's what we're seeing. And these utilities have to be good. So that means sometimes you have to take extra time. You have to do your due diligence. And we're seeing that as well. And what Ark is doing with the first two that we've seen, they're good. They're really good, right? We have the ramp solution. We have the Air Card. Air Card's awesome, you know? So many things that you can do with the Air Card. And then I'm in a very crypto unfriendly state. Very hard for me to on-ramp anything. I was able to on-ramp BNB through their on-ramp within 2 minutes, right? These utilities are good. They have incredible use cases, and they're building more and more and more. So for me, when it comes back to the vault, and again, my view of Ark in general too, the more I hear about Ark building, the more I hear about the utilities, the more utilities that are released, the more that I or you use those utilities, the more that we promote those utilities, right? The more successful plan B will be. And that's really where the focus should be. So again, the more I hear about it and the more I see what's being built, the cooler, the calmer, and the more collected I get. Because the future of Ark as a whole looks fantastic. And when that future builds out and the overall Ark ecosystem succeeds, so will the Ark Vault, so will plan B. A couple final thoughts on this, right? The team hasn't changed, the community hasn't changed, the vision hasn't changed. All the things that I've made videos about and all these other creators have toted and that we've talked about and that we've never seen in the space, we've never seen it from any other protocol, none of that stuff has changed. Everything that I've inherently loved, it hasn't changed. And items keep getting checked off the roadmap. Promises are being kept, the professionalism, the dedication, the transparency, it's still there, unwavering. So, if you haven't been keeping track of what's happening with Ark, and you're just staring at the chart, listen to this recap from Brett Nordin that I'm going to put at the end of this video. You always hear people say, invest in the team, not the product or the dApp. And I never really knew what they meant by that. But that was because I hadn't found my team yet. And with Ark, I found my team, right? I found them. So sit back and listen to what Brett's talking about. Listen to what's being built, where we are, and what's coming. Because I'm telling you right now, the Ark is a train. And it's adding cars. Every utility is a car. The momentum is building. And the Ark train is coming down a mountain like an avalanche. And you can get on board. I'm on board. I'm on one of those cars. I'm coming down. And you can get on board now or you can get run over. And the choice is yours. So let's listen to what Brett has to say.
I'm doing great. Yeah, I don't think there's one of the development projects that we didn't really touch today. So it's been a been a full suite of meetings after communications and development work. So it's been a full day already, and it's only halfway over. So that's exciting. She'll be back in my computer here shortly after I give my update. But yeah, just moving forward with the Terra card, that's going to really round out this suite of card payment systems, and I think even give us a base of enough product juice to go out and turn this ship around. Enough people using the cards, enough people using the on-ramp, and we could right this ship pretty quickly with the reserves building back up and positive momentum and sentiment shifting. I feel like we're at the pivot point. I feel like we've got enough guns in the bullet to get out there and start telling our story in a way that can shift minds, that can change people's perspectives. And that's just in the DeFi community I'm talking about. And of course, we've got the Ark Lite coming. Some great work today on that. And there's a lot of aspects to that. There's the yield engine, there's the front end pieces, there's the back end pieces, and we've kind of been working on all of them in concert. So without getting too much specifics about the product itself, we've just been working on every little piece of it and moving the ball forward. So that one's working and coming quickly. We all know that one's going to bring fresh eyes, a different crowd, moving outside of our little corner of DeFi, and bringing those people in that are going to be completely new to, how to get in this crypto game and get their on-ramp and get their off-ramp set up, and all of these aspects to it that are just going to add, I think, even more and more to our story. And look, we're at, just with 5,500 wallets. It's like, it's nothing. And you mentioned the liabilities. We didn't see the big push to 100K wallets, 200K wallets, and the amount of liabilities and number of ARK tokens out in the wild that we would have to be concerned about, like with other projects that have kind of gone through this cycle. So we've kind of dodged a big bullet, and I think we have a chance with this lower liquidity level to really turn the price around with very little interest and effort, and new investors coming in, new capital, new liquidity, as well as the revenue from the utilities. So, I feel really good about where we're at. I know that the price is down, that causes that negative sentiment and some people to kind of knee-jerk. But if you look at what we're doing, what we're building, and what we're poised to do in the next 3 to 6 months, things are going to look up. And I feel like there's enough positivity in the core group that can radiate out and transcend a little bit of this negative sentiment and turn things around pretty quickly. So I know that wasn't an update in terms of development, but just kind of the way that I've been looking at things and thinking about where we are in terms of a project. But with just the on-ramps and the off-ramps, I think we've got a great opportunity to build that momentum and shift things pretty quickly. Let's see, what else have we been working on today? See, we've got the Terra card. We talked a little bit about the bill payment. That's potentially another good off-ramping solution that we have available and potentially coming. And then the privacy solutions. Yes, we've been working through that system, understanding that we want to build a suite of products. We want to lead with not just the DVPN and the cloud storage solution and the password passkey, but also have this email solution and tying that back end in all together under one application, and create a suite of products and have that in someone's hands on a mobile device where they can use their email directly from their phone, activate their DVPN, store their crypto keys in their cloud storage wallet, and do this, in a very private manner. And that's our goal. And we're working out the pieces of this. We're trying to take, you can obviously see we have, 4 different applications really that we're trying to assemble under one unified application. So there's a bit of some challenge there. And what we're sorting out now is how we're going to roll this out. Are we going to do it in pieces? Or are we going to do it all in one go? What's the right approach from a development perspective and as well as a business perspective, so that we can keep the momentum going with the new products coming and introduce this new privacy category, but then also provide a really hero application that can create a lot of market stir and buzz and make a splash in the marketplace. So that's kind of what we're balancing out right now and trading off, how we introduce that and what are the development challenges regarding that. And if we did it in smaller pieces, it may just not get the traction versus if we did it as a suite of products and made a big splash on the marketplace with an all-in-one solution under a single subscription model. So that's kind of what we're sorting out now. In the meantime, we're still moving forward with, the individual products and have the dev team focused on that. But from a front-end perspective and how we tie this all together is really the things that we're sorting out now. And obviously there'll be, scheduling impacts and things depending on which way we sort it. We could bring out just a DVPN, but is that going to be something that people really latch onto? Or if we brought out the email solution with the DVPN, with the cloud storage and the password passkey manager, would that be like, wow, this is amazing, and really, put our foot in the ground and make our place in the marketplace much bigger and have a much higher impact. So that's kind of the sort of the business strategy side of it that we're working on in parallel with doing the development work. So that's probably a pretty good update. Alex is going to be working hard all next week. Actually, starting tomorrow, he's got Saturday he's going to be out of the office for a bit, but then Sunday he's going to be back at it, working on Terra Card, and that's really his main focus throughout the next week. And then we've got several meetings lined up with the development team on the privacy solutions, and we'll also be working on getting Ark Lite further and further down the path, so we can share more with that hopefully within the next week or two.
I'm Jay Vanquish, and that's how I play the Ark. Ark for the win.